VIP study video lectures. Today we will discuss the 11th chapter of grade 7 English grammar and we will explore the world of tenses. Today's topic will be present perfect continuous tense. Now what is a present perfect continuous tense? They are those tenses which started in the past but are still continuing in the present. That means the actions which have been already finished in the past but are still connected to the present time. As we are already aware that present perfect tenses are formed by adding has or have with the subject, and continuous tenses are formed by adding ing form to the verbs. Similarly, the structure for forming a sentence with present perfect continuous tense will be by adding has or have to the subject along with the word been and adding ing form of the verb. So, let's dive deeper into our today's topic. Before the end of this lesson, you will be able to identify the present perfect continuous tense, explain the use of present perfect continuous tense, and formulate sentences using the form of tenses. Let's look at the following example and study them in detail. Hello Reena, where are you? I am with my family. We have been traveling around Europe for the past few weeks. Now here, if we look closely at Reena's response, she has used the words like have been traveling. That means for the past few weeks, she has been in Europe. That means they all are in Europe for the past few weeks and are still there as of now when they are talking. So, with these kind of sentences where the actions have started in the past and are still continuing in the present, we use the present perfect continuous tense. Hence, have been traveling will be the present perfect continuous tense. Let's look at some more examples. With the subjects I, we, you, they, we have simply added have been and ing form of verb. So the sentence becomes I have been playing, we have been playing, you have been playing, they have been playing. Similarly, we will form the negative part of the sentences by adding have been to the subjects and adding ing form of verb. So, I have not been playing, we have not been playing, you have not been playing, they have not been playing. The rules to apply has or have will remain the same, like I, we, you, and with plurals like we, they, we will use have. But with he, she, it, we will use has. In the singular forms also, has is used. So, with the subjects like he, she, it, we will form the sentences with has been. He has been playing. She has not been playing. It has not been playing. So similarly, the negative and positive sentences are formed. Now, when you are asked to make questions in the present perfect continuous tense, what do we do? Very good. We simply interchange the places of have and the subjects or has and the subject. So, have I been playing? Have we been playing? Have you been playing? Or have they not been playing? Has he been playing? Has she been playing? Or has it not been playing? So simply by changing the places of has with the subject, we made a question with the present perfect continuous tense. But the position of been remains the same. Now let's study some of the short forms that we use in the present perfect continuous tense. You have already discussed or studied some of the contractions or short forms in the previous lessons and in your previous classes as well. For example, I am becomes I'm. Similarly, I have. Can you guess what does it become? Very good. I have. So we simply eliminate HA and put a comma there or apostrophe there and it becomes I have. He's been playing. They haven't been playing. She hasn't been playing. Now let's study some of the uses of present perfect continuous tense in detail. The present perfect continuous shows that an action began in the past and is still going on. That means the actions that started in the past but are still happening right now, or they still exist in present time. We often use this tense with how long, since, for, etc. For example, in the sentences where we want to state that for how long something has been happening. For example, how long have you been staying in this house? I have been staying in this house since 1990. So like this, the sentences which describes how long or since or for, they use the present perfect continuous tense. For example, how long have you been living here? I have been living here since 1990. I have been doing the assignments since 6:15 p.m. Do you remember the use of since and for? Very good. Since is used with a proper point of time where there is a definite point of time. For is used to describe the period of time. So in this sentence, we are talking about the proper and definite time, which is 6:15. Hence, we have used since here. And the present perfect continuous tense is used to describe the sentences with since, how long, or for. For example, we have been living here for 2 years. That means we moved here 2 years ago and we are still living here. For such actions, we can use either the present perfect or the present perfect continuous with verbs like live becomes living, staying or stay, lie, work, etc. So for the actions like living, live, lie, work, all of these we can use either the present perfect or present perfect continuous tense. For example, there is almost no difference in meaning between the last sentence and the following one. For example, how long have you been living here? And the answer to this was, I have been living here for 2 years. If I read this sentence now, this particular sentence, this means they have lived in Delhi for 5 years. So I can use either of the tenses. We can either form a sentence by saying they have been living in Delhi for 5 years, that the meaning remains the same. And if I can also use they have lived in Delhi for 5 years and the meaning remains the same. Therefore, with the verbs like work, stay, live, we can use either present perfect or present continuous tense, and it will never change the meaning of the sentence. The verbs like be and no cannot have the continuous form. Let's read some of the examples. I have known him since school days. Now this is the correct sentence. I have known him since school days. Which sentence will be incorrect? If we use present perfect continuous tense to this sentence, it would be I have been knowing him from school days. That means this sentence is incorrect. I have been knowing, the verb know cannot be converted into the ing form of verb. The word knowing is wrong here, and from school days. So this sentence is not grammatically correct. Therefore, the verbs which describes to be state, like be, like to be something, and no, they cannot have present perfect continuous tense. The present perfect continuous can also be used for an action that finished a short time ago. The result of the action happen in the present. For example, how have you become so dirty? I have been cleaning the storeroom. So the action has already started in the past but is still continuing in the present, or sometimes the action have already been completed in the past but the result of that action is happening in the present time. Like this example, how have you become so dirty? I have been cleaning the storeroom. I'm very tired. I have been playing cricket. My eyes are watery because I have been cutting onions. So some actions that have been done or finished in the past, but their result is happening in the present. In such sentences as well, we use the present perfect continuous tense. So that was all about the present perfect continuous tense. Always remember the rules for making the present perfect tense. We use has or have with the subject. Similarly, with present perfect continuous tense, the rule of present perfect will remain the same, but we will just add been and ing form of verb. For example, they have been traveling in Europe for past few weeks. There are some uses that we learned how to use present perfect continuous tense in the sentences and what are the eliminations that we have to remember. For example, the verbs like be and know, we cannot apply this tense to those verbs. So that was all about tenses and especially the present perfect continuous tense. I hope you keep revising your tenses. See you in the next session. Thank you for being with us.